Welcome to the introduction to haiku. My name is Miho Kinnas. I'm a poet and translator. I was born and raised in Japan, and I came to South Carolina in 2014. I am going to tell you about haiku today. What is haiku? Let's take a look. I am going to read a haiku in Japanese. I am going to read it twice. 寒月や食いつきそうな鬼瓦。寒月や食いつきそうな鬼瓦。The meaning is the ferocious face about to take a mouthful, the winter moon. Okay. Listen carefully. Japanese haiku is written in 5-7-5 sound. So it goes like this. So, 寒月や食いつきそうな冬の月. I clapped 5 times, 7 times, and 5 times. In English, when you write haiku, people decided they are going to keep 5-7-5 sound. But instead of sound, it is 5-7-5 syllables. All right? So, the ferocious face. The ferocious face about to take a mouthful, the winter moon. The last one was 4, but that's okay. So now I am going to give you the definition, a formal definition of haiku. Haiku is a form of poetry form, and that is the shortest one in the world. As I said, it is written in 5-7-5 sounds, or 5-7-5 syllables. And also, the season is indicated by kigo, which is season word. Kigo, season words. We have special dictionaries. There are so many season words that's explained in a big book. But for our purpose, I think if you include a word or a thing that tells you which season you are talking about, I think this is already perfect. Okay. So those are the 3 things I want to remember. A poetry form, haiku is a poetry form, and it is written in 5-7-5 sounds. And this includes a word that indicates the season. So I am going to tell you about the Japanese language a little bit. We use 3 different kind of characters to write Japanese. We have 2 sets of alphabets, which call the hiragana and katakana, and these are 46 characters each, 46 letters, like alphabets, that simply has the sound. There is no meaning in each letter. Then we have thousands of Chinese characters. Each character has a sound, at least one sound, or 2 or 3 sounds. Each Chinese character has a meaning, and each character can have 1, 2, or 3 ways to pronounce it. We have to learn 2,000 to 3,000 to be able to to read the newspaper. In the 1st grade, children in Japan learn 80 characters. And we can also write Japanese horizontally, like English, or vertically. Yes. Then if we write Japanese vertically, we begin from right to left. I am going to tell you a little bit about the history of haiku. If I really give you the full history of haiku, I have to talk about 16 or 17 centuries, 4th century through 21st century. But today, I want you to know this name, Basho. Basho is the king of haiku. He is the master of master who lived in the 17th century. Basho actually very strangely means banana. Somebody, his friend, gave him a plant of banana trees to his house. So he had a banana tree outside the gate. So he took his pen name or pseudonym as Basho, that means banana. Basho did not invent haiku, but he made this 575 sound poem a real art form. That is what he did. There are other masters you can learn about. Their names are Buson, Issa, or Shiki. So those 4 masters cover about 300 years of Japanese literature history. Okay. I'm going to read one poem by Basho. 静けさや岩にしみ入る蝉の声。静けさや岩にしみ入る蝉の声。575 syllables. The meaning, the English translation, actually there are 32 different English translations I found on the website. People read the poem differently, so they come up with different ways to translate. But I'll give you one. Stillness, piercing the rock, the cicada's song. Stillness, piercing the rock, cicada's songs. You must have noticed this is not 575 syllables at all. This happens a lot. When you translate from Japanese to English, we hardly ever meet 575 syllables. And the other way around, if you write 575 syllables in English, and if I try to translate into Japanese, I don't have enough sounds in Japanese. I have to cut some words. Something very interesting to think about. Okay, so you are going to write haiku. So you're going to write a poem. That sounds overwhelming, I know. But haiku is only 3 lines. You need to write only 3 lines. And actually, all you need are 2 things. You just need to begin with 2 things, then write 3 lines. That sounds easy, doesn't it? Okay, first thing you need is a subject. You are going to pick a thing. It could be something in your house. It could be your dog or cat, your mother, father, anything, anybody. You just pick one thing. And if something that if you have actually seen very recently, or if you have a good memory, bad memory, sad memory, that works very well. So the second thing I already mentioned, other than this thing, you need an emotion. You need to bring some kind of feeling with that thing. So you could be happy, you could be angry, you could be sad. I have a list of emotions. It's really funny. You can think about it. You can go through the list. Angry, sad, happy, relaxed, and you can pick. Maybe, you were very angry at your mother this morning, and pick a thing and you write a haiku. That's all you need to do. I like to show you the example of a haiku okay? And the thing is a turtle. And I have to read it to you. Okay. Indian summer, a turtle on a rock. The other haiku is, it's also about a turtle. River's song, a wounded turtle slips into it. River's song, a wounded turtle slips into it. So the first one, the turtle on the rock. Many of you might have seen those yellow slider turtles. They are, piled on top of each other on a sunny day. Do you know what Indian summer is? When do you use the word Indian summer? So you use the word Indian summer only in winter, when it's not supposed to be hot, but we do have a hot day, a warm day in winter. That's when you call it Indian summer. So in the middle of the winter, you are walking and the turtles are piling up on top of each other. What is your emotion? It's something, it tells me that something happy. I feel happy about it. It's fun, it's relaxing, it's peaceful, okay? On the other hand, River's song haiku, wounded turtle, that is a sad story. You feel very sorry for the turtle. Wounded turtle, they don't go to see a doctor. They just have to slip into the river. And also the first line, the river's song, that sets up the atmosphere right away. And you're not saying you feel sorry, you are sad. You just say river's song. And then tell you what's happening, right? Tell the readers what's happening. The wounded turtle just slips into the river. So the readers can feel on their own. Okay. So you have noticed, I have mentioned haiku is to be written in 5-7-5 syllables. But as you have already heard, that's not happening every time. And something to consider is, if you try too hard to make it 5-7-5 syllables, often you include the word that's not necessary. So poetry is often better. The shorter, the better in poetry. The poetry is better when it's shorter. So you try to cut all the unnecessary words. So it does not really make sense that you add words to make it 5-7-5. One last thing I want to mention. I think some of you tell very good stories. You may not feel like you're a poet, but you're a good storyteller. And I always suggest to those people, you start a story. The beginning of a story often make a very good haiku. Okay, so I hope you will try to write haiku and show them to the teachers. And please ask the teachers to send those haiku to me. I would love to read it. I will write back and I will enjoy your haiku. Thank you very much.